Yeah. Hi students. Okay. Yesterday video covers the photoelectric equation, and the photoelectric equation given by Einstein is a verification, and the variation of stopping potential with the frequency. So that part we covered in the last video, and today's video covers electric cells and their applications, and what are the types or classification of electric cells. So what is electric cell, what are the types of electric cells we have, and in that how they can be constructed and where they can be applicable. Yeah, that part we can be covered in this video. And now what is electric cell and their types. So here we have electric cell. So what is electric cell? It is a device which is used to convert light energy into electrical energy. It is converting one form of energy to another form of energy, that too from where to where? From light energy to electrical energy. In a device it is doing that process. The device is called as the electric cell. And we can also call photoelectric cells. Electric cell or photoelectric cell, because light is converting into electrical energy, so we can call it as a photoelectric cell. So here photoelectric cell, photoelectric cell. So here it is converting light energy into electrical energy. Light energy into electrical energy. Okay, this device is called as photoelectric cell. And based on the construction and its working, the photoelectric cells are three types. They are, first one is photo emissive cell, and second one photo conductive cell, and third one photovoltaic cell. Photovoltaic cell. So these are the three types of cells we have. Based on their working and construction, this classification made. But in all these cells, the process is only this one, that is light energy is converted into electrical energy. The process is this one only, but the construction and working is different. Based on that, we have this classification. They are photoemissive cell, photoconductive cell, photovoltaic cell. So here we can do or discuss one by one. That is the first one, photoconductive cell. Photoconductive cell, not photoemissive cell. Photoemissive cell. So this is how it is constructed and how it really works. So that is, here we can have a metal plate. This is a photosensitive cathode, which is highly sensitive to the light illuminated on it. It should be emit the electrons, and which can be behaves as a cathode. And near to this there is a one more metal rod you can consider, which can be act as a anode. This is behaves as cathode, and this is behaves as anode, and these two are made to be connected to external battery with by which what you can get here, current can be get. And these are photosensitive material and this metal, both are covered in an evacuated glass tube. So this is covered in evacuated glass tube with small opening. From that the light is allowed to incident on this metal photosensitive material. So from these you can be get ejection of electrons and they can move towards this metal plate, which can be act as anode. We are giving to positive terminal and there it is measured current in the galvanometer with some resistance. So this is the circuit we can have. In this external circuit, you can get the current flow only when a suitable wavelength of or frequency which should be having the equal to or more than the threshold frequency for this respective sensitive photosensitive material, then only these electrons are ejected from this and that electrons are collected by this one and they can be passing through this circuit and you can get the current deflection in the galvanometer. So here light is, as soon as light is falls here, the flow of current can be observed here. Once this light is gone, we are not eliminating any incident radiation onto this photosensitive material. There are no electrons you can get, no deflection in the galvanometer, no photoelectric current you can be observed. Right. So this observation we can be see in this photoemissive cell. That means here emission can be takes place by incident in the suitable frequency which is equal to threshold frequency or greater than threshold frequency can be incident on this photosensitive material. Then these can be emitted electrons. That electrons can be collected by this anode and thereafter you can observe they can be passing through this external circuit and you can be get the current in the circuit. That is observed in the galvanometer. Here G is a galvanometer and here this is a evacuated glass tube. Evacuated glass tube and this one is a metal plate anode. This is a photosensitive material which can be behaves as a cathode. It is photosensitive metal behaves as cathode and this is also metal plate which can be behaves as anode. This is maintained to the high potential and this is maintained to the low potential. So the electrons which are emitted from this metal can be attracted towards this one and it can be reached to the anode and then current can be passes. So this is the construction and working of photoemissive cell. This is a just general effect of photoelectric effect you can be observed. But here important one is these two should be maintained in the evacuated glass tube. In this evacuated glass tube you can maintain in this maybe vacuum or maybe gas. If it is maintained vacuum, there is no gas in this. In that case, we can be observed to be having the photoelectric current or the current in the circuit can be obtained, but it is somewhat smaller amount of the current you can be getting. That is called as a vacuum type of cell. So based on whether we are maintaining in this any gas apart of air, if you are maintaining here based on this which medium, which gas are maintaining in this evacuated glass tube inside. Based on that, we have here two types of these photoemissive cells. One is you can observe vacuum type cell. Vacuum type cell. And another one, second one is we have here if it is any gas is filled, that is especially inert gases are filled into this vacuum tube and that gas is maintained very low pressure. That is a few mm of Hg. Very small pressure and inert gases like argon gas is kept inside this vacuum tube. There you can observe the conduction of electrons are more. There the photoelectric current will be larger. That is observed when it is filled with inert gases or maintained at low pressure. Then it is called as a gas filled cell. It is called as a gas filled cell. So in case of this vacuum type of cell, both are belongs to photoemissive cell only. Remember, these are not other types of cells. Both are we can call as a photoemissive cell only, but based on the which gas is filled in this evacuated glass tube. Accordingly, we have these two types. That is, in vacuum type of cell, the photoelectric current, the current from the external circuit is smaller. It is a very less, it can be observed. And whereas when it is filled with gas, even though we are not changes the intensity of this radiation, just we are changes this medium inside this glass tube. There, if the gas is filled here, when these radiations are fall, or these electrons are moving from this cathode to anode, here gas is there. That gas gets ionized. Because of the ionization of gases, further electrons you can be getting into charges. They are also pushed toward this anode, and you can get the current can be increases. So you can get more current in case of gas filled photoemissive cell compared to vacuum type of cell. Right? So the gas filled cells we can be observed here. Inert gases can be filled. Inert gases are filled like a argon, but it is maintained at a low pressure. Low pressure you have to maintain, and you take the inert gases, and then the conduction or the current can be increases. So that is, compared to this will be having more current or conduction you can be observed. And here these two are used. This one is especially used in the television. And also it is used in recording and reproduction of sound, especially in cinematography. That is, you can be observed here, recording and reproduction of sound. Reproduction of sound in cinematography, in cinemas, we can be applied this type of photoelectric photoemissive cells, that is gas filled cells, can be used in the devices, right? And this vacuum type of cells, generally they can be observed to be applicable where you can be see information related to this only, that is the television and this cinematography. And also this type of cells are used mainly related to burglar alarms, where you can be having the alarms, or where you can be having the automatic opening and closing of doors. There are number of other applications are there. So this is we can be observed, right? You just remember, photoemissive cell is nothing but whenever a suitable incident radiation having the frequencies greater than or equal to the threshold frequency for respect to metal sensitive, that is photosensitive material, then electrons are emitted. That electrons can be attracted towards this anode, because we are maintaining this is the positive terminal, high potential, so automatically the emitted electrons are absorbed, attracted towards this, and the current can be absorbed in the external circuit. Right? So based on the medium present inside this vacuum tube, we have the two types are there. That is a vacuum type of cell. Another one is gas filled cell. Right? So this is about the first one. What we have it is photoemissive cell. Photoemissive cell. That is what we have here. Right? Now getting into the, we can go proceed. Next one is photoconducting cell. Next second one, that is a photoconductive cell. So what is construction, how it will works, that we can see now. The second photoelectric cell, that is we have here is second one is photoconductive cell. So what is its construction and how it can be works? Here it is having a substrate. This substrate is made up of iron plate. The substrate is a base, you can call, which is made up of iron, and above which we can be having a special type of semiconductor material. Here we can be having a thin layer which is just over this base of iron plate, over this you can be having a special type of semiconductors like selenium or lead sulfide. So these are the special type of semiconductors which can has the property, that is the resistance of these materials, these are type of semiconductors are decreases by increasing the intensity of incident radiation. With respect to intensity, the resistance of these materials are decreasing, then intensity of radiation increases. With respect to the light, the resistance of these semiconductors are varied. So because of that, these specially made semiconductors are used here over this iron plate. So this is semiconductors. These are semiconductor materials like selenium or lead sulfide can be very thin layer, just adjusted or it can be constructed over this iron plate. Now above this you can have here, there is a film, transparent film, metallic transparent film will be there here. So metallic transparent film, Now this is what you can be observed to be having here. This is semiconductor, this is the iron plate, and semiconductors like we have the selenium or lead sulfide. These you consider. Now here on this semiconductor, the light is allowed to incident from this transparent film. From this transparent film, the light is allowed to incident. When this light is allowed to incident on the semiconductor, there the resistance offered by the semiconductor will be decreases. Therefore, the electrons are shifting from where to where? There is a transfer of electron from this semiconductor to the iron plate. So there is a movement or conduction. You can be observed here. That is, whenever this light is incident on this semiconductor, their resistance decreases and it can allow the flow of charge across its junctions and it can be allow the current. So now it is this transparent film is connected to the external and this is again connected to one more. So here you can be observed to be having. So this is connected to a positive terminal, negative terminal, and positive. And here we have a resistor. Like this you can be observed. So this is and here the important one is you can be observed some potential is applied here. That is this one minus plus. This is V and here is a R is the external resistance in that. So now you can be observed here. The photoconductive cell is consisting of an iron plate over which we have the semiconductor. On this just is a transparent material is placed, that is just it is a metal contact, metallic transparent film is there, and below this we have the very thin layer of semiconductor placed and below which we have the iron plate. So now this is a construction for photoconductive cell. Once these radiations are incident rays, the incident photonic radiations falls on this semiconductor, there its resistance is decreases, conductance will be increases. The conductivity of semiconductor will be increases. Already it is iron is a conductor, right? So now it is easily the current or the charge flow can be absorbed because of this applied potential, and now you can be get there is a flow of current in this circuit. If this incident radiation is not there, this one is not there, that means you can be observed here these radiations are not incident on this semiconductor. Therefore, there is no observation of flow of charge because of it can be of a very high resistance. The resistance will be fall down or decreases with this intensity of incident radiation. when you are increasing the intensity of incident radiation, the resistance offered by the semiconductors of the selenium lead sulfide decreases. It is allowing the flow of charge. Then the conduction can be takes place, and you can be get it is the current can be observed to be flow into the circuit. Okay, right? So that is you can be observed to be having here the current can be passing in the external circuit. So this is a having some time delay. That means as soon as this radiation falls on this selenium or this semiconductor, we cannot get the current at that instant. After some time it will be gives you the conduction. Because of the process made here, the resistance of this semiconductor is decreases. After some time, there the conduction of current can be observed in the circuit. Here there is a time delay is there. There is a time lag between the incident radiation with current in the circuit. Because of that, these photoconductive cells are not much applications in practically. Just it is a type of photoelectric cell where it can be observed to be having the conversion or the converting that light energy into electrical energy. Because of this light, there is a flow of charges in the external circuit we can get that is observed here. The applications of this one is very small or very rare because of there is a time delay is there between incident radiation to conduction of current in the circuit, right? So here construction you remembered. We have iron plate, this substrate, over it we have the selenium or lead sulfide can be used here as a semiconductor which is very sensitive to the light. All semiconductors cannot be germanium, silicon also semiconductors, but they are not sensitive to the illumination or the light. So because of that they cannot use the silicon and germanium. We are having a special type of semiconductors, they are selenium and lead sulfide. They are having the property to sensitive with respect to the light, because that we are using here this part, and over which we have the thin metallic film will be there. That metallic film, from that we can insert the external light from source, and we can get this conduction at the output, that is in the external circuit. So this is about the second one, photoconductive cell. And third one we have is a photovoltaic cell. Photovoltaic cell, the third one we can be observed how it is constructed and how it can be operated. It is also similar to the photoconductive cell, but little bit variation, that is can be observed here is photovoltaic cell. Photovoltaic cell. So in this the construction is you have again a substrate is there. This is a base which is considered to be copper, and over which we can be having again thin layer of Cu2O, cuprous oxide, and over this again you have a metallic semi-transparent film, that is here semi-transparent film. Semi-transparent film which is made up of silver, that is Ag, and here we have this part is oxide, cuprous oxide, that is Cu2O, and below this we have copper. Now this is given connection here is directly like this. We can get the current in this. This is the external resistance. Now, when this incident radiation is allowed to fall on this cuprous oxide, there is observation that this cuprous oxide can be very sensitive to this incident radiation, and some of the electrons are gets excited and they can be transferred from this oxide to the copper. So here, because of this light incident on this oxide layer, the electrons are gets transferred from oxide to the copper. Here electrons will be come into this, and once the electrons are getting into this copper because of this light incident on this cuprous oxide, now you can be observed this will be, that is the oxide layer will be become as a positively charged, because here loss of electrons. So loss of electrons made, this oxide layer will be formed as a positive charge. Positive electrode it can behave. And this copper plate is also behaves as another electrode which is a negative electrode. So this will be act as a positive electrode and this will be act as a negative electrode. So once we know here this is a positive, this is a negative, means here there is a potential difference is generated. There is a voltage is developed between this oxide layer and copper sheet. So this copper sheet and oxide layer, there is a potential difference is produced, which is voltage is produced. So because of that it is called voltaic cell. So because of this voltage, that means EMF is produced. Because of that EMF, there is a flow of charge can be takes place. So in this way, the charge can be flow can be takes place, current can be absorbed. So current in the external circuit is absorbed. Because of here, there is no requirement of external battery connection here. External battery is not required because already that EMF is produced within the cell itself. Because of that, it is called voltaic cell. So this oxide layer will be behaves like a positive electrode, and this copper plate behaves as a negative electrode, and it will be forms like an EMF. That EMF makes a flow of charge, and that flow of charge can be absorbed in the external circuit. In the external circuit, there is no battery at all. Without battery also there is a flow of charge in the circuit can be absorbed because here already generated or produced internal or within the cell itself that potential is generated, that EMF is produced. With that EMF, that electrons are, the current can be flows in the circuit. So this type of working of a cell because of that incident radiation, which is known as photovoltaic cell. What is that? Photovoltaic cell. Right. So this is about the third one. Remember here, in previous one, that is in second one, what we discussed, photoconductive cell. So in photoconductive cell, photovoltaic cell, almost the construction same. Construction is almost same, but the materials are different and working is different. Whereas in case of a photoconductive cell, external battery we are connected. Whether here we connected the external battery? No, that is not required. Already the potential is generated within the cell itself. That is the main difference can be observed. And remaining part is the materials used to construction for the both also varied. Right? So in this way, there are three ways where it can be observed: the photoemissive, photoconductive, photovoltaic. By these three ways, we can be convert the light energy into electrical energy. Right? So these are the three photoelectric cells. Right? Now, where these photoelectric cells are used, that is applications of photoelectric cells or uses of photoelectric cells. So that is we will discuss now. So this next part is, or you can be extended to the other topic, that is uses or applications of photoelectric cells. Here applications or uses, you can be called applications of photoelectric cells. Applications of photoelectric cells. Right. Now, in this, the first one already given. It is used, very important one that already used first photoelectric cell itself I given. It is used to recording and reproduce of sound. Correct? Used in recording and reproduction of sound. Reproduction of sound. Okay, this is the first one and second one. So this photoelectric cell, what is the functioning of it? It is converting light into electrical energy. So that is the first use. We want to get the electrical energy, we need to convert the light into the electrical. So that is the another use. So here converting or generating electricity. Generating electricity. And third one, it is used in or used to open or close doors automatically. Opening and closing of doors automatically, where the system or the device within which it is requirement of which word is, that is sensors. The sensor can be required these photoelectric cells where light falls or light is not there, then the devices can be gets activated. The doors may be open or closed. So that is, you can be observed here, automatic opening and closing of doors. Automatic opening or closing of doors. And next one, and automatic switching on and off of street lights. So that is generally practically observable nowadays everywhere in every cities, where the street lights gets on when you can be observed light is gone. That is, dark is flooded, the light is gone, the lights can be on. So there is no requirement of manually going and make it on. There we can use a device, that is, what is it? Photoelectric cells are used. They can be make a deactivation once the light is gone, so that that circuit can be activated and the lights can be on, street lights can be on. So that is, you can be observed again, that is automatic on and off of street lights. So there also you can be applying these are photoelectric cells. That is, next one is automatic on or off of street lights. And next one, we can be observed the another use of this one is, these photoelectric cells are used mainly to get the electricity for space travelers, where they can be moved into the space. There is no connection from the earth source of light to there where they are moving into space. There is no chance of providing. So where how they can be get the devices which are there inside, they can be gets activated or works fine. They can be works or just by taking the light energy from the space, and there it will be converting light to the electrical energy, then the devices can be operated or works in that space travelers. In case of space travelers, these photoelectric cells are very, very essential, right? So in space travelers, these are very essential.